What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of the What's Up, Yuma radio show. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's episode, we have somebody that's right here in Yuma, Arizona, somebody that was able to create a full-time job out of YouTube. So I think that's pretty cool, right, Ronnie?
Yes. I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I have no clue how to build it. So I'm really interested. I'm like, why do I have one view?
I have one, and I think it has like a couple of videos on there. I'm definitely not making money off of it.
Me neither.
Yeah, no. So hopefully we could find that out. Our guest is Eli, and Eli has, three really popular channels. Let me get this right. Damien and Dion's In Motion. Right, that's one of them, and then we got the D&D family vlog, right?
Right.
Yes.
And then the last one is Dion's Playtime.
Dion's Playtime.
Playtime.
Okay, I got it. You got it right. There needs to be a applause button right here that makes me feel better about myself when I get stuff right. But so, are you originally from here in Yuma, Eli?
Yeah, I grew up here as a kid. My family, they were migrant workers. So we traveled a lot from here to California. We stayed in California for about 8 years. That's where I went to high school and junior high. And then right after high school, I came back to Yuma and been here ever since. In 98, 99, I came back.
So you weren't always a YouTube celebrity, right? What was like one of your first jobs?
Bro, I've had so many jobs.
Hey, me too. I've had like 20, and I'm only like 39 years old. Oh,
you know what's crazy? Because I worked in behavioral health. I've worked in construction. It's just a variety.
Yes.
So you were all over
jobs.
all over the place until you. So what got you into YouTube? How did you or what did you see to make you say, oh, I could do that. I can make a living off of that.
So, as a kid, I've always had a infatuation of cameras and movies and videos. Even back then, remember when they filmed Rambo 3 here?
Yeah.
Even back then, I was like, it'd be so cool to meet Sylvester Stallone and stuff like that. So, but I've always had a thing for cameras and videos and editing. So I was working at a place that had all this equipment that nobody was using. So I kind of taught myself on how to use it.
One of your many jobs.
One of my many, exactly. One of my many jobs.
They had some camera equipment.
So they had camera equipment, taught myself how to edit on this software called Vegas Video. And then when I went back home, I started making videos with my nephews and nieces and even my little brothers and sisters. So I did short little movies with them and stuff, but never knew anything about YouTube at that time yet. But then for a while at another different job that I had, I was working out of town a lot. I was working for different hospitals as a contractor. And but I was missing out on a lot of stuff that my kids were doing, growing up. Because I was only home like every other weekend or so.
Wow.
And then my kids, they were watching at the time these YouTubers, and they're like, Dad, can we do this? Can we do that? So I was like, well, I know how to film and I know how to edit. Let's just start doing our own stuff. So every time I would fly home, we would film little short challenges or whatever, little videos of them.
Yeah, challenges were real popular, right?
Yeah.
The early YouTube days when stuff started getting real popular. The challenges, so that's how you started with challenges?
What was your guys' first challenge? Do you remember?
The first viral challenge that we did was the hot chips challenge.
Okay.
I remember that one. My kids were like, they were telling me like I have to get some chip and order it and get it to them.
You're like, why?
They're like, Dad, we could become famous YouTubers if we do this, right? And that's like, I don't think so, son. But you did it.
Yeah. So everybody was doing a hot chips challenge where they were just eating hot chips. What I did is I had my kids blindfolded and they had to guess what chip they were eating. Yeah. But I think because my kids were so little and then my youngest one was there in the middle just, being funny and stuff. And that video just took off.
Wow. Like
it
how
went
much?
viral.
Like what's viral?
It hit up, I think we were at like 50,000 views. At the time was like, wow.
That's big.
And I think we had like 50 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just kind of was like, I got motivated and I was like, all right, we're going to start making more videos.
Cool.
So what was that? So explain who Damien and Dion are. Are those your nephews or your kids? Or?
Damien and Dion are my kids.
Okay.
When we started, Damien was 7. I think Dion was 3 at the time.
Okay. That's what, oh, wow. Early.
Yeah.
And was everybody on board with this when you first started?
No. My wife thought I was spending too much time on it and buying too many toys and trying to do videos. And she's like, why are you wasting your time with this? And then, but once I was able to become a YouTube partner and start monetizing my videos, then I was like, hey, we're making money off of this, you know?
Yeah.
So is that when you realized, like, okay, I could do this because YouTube started to pay you and give you a little bit of change? But you start off small, right? You don't get a big check.
Right.
At the
No,
beginning,
it was
right?
like $2 here, $3, $5. And
You
then
told your wife,
$10.
like, look, I got $2.
I
Yeah.
got the $2. What do you mean?
I can
Right.
do this. Like, look at
Yeah.
$2 just entered our bank account. We can go get a
I just
hamburger.
made back all that chip money, you know? You know?
Yeah.
So then she started to believe, and you
Well-
told her she makes the costumes.
Right. So
cool.
once we started doing it, and I showed her that, hey, we can actually make money off this, and I can actually start working from home eventually, because it didn't happen right away. And I told her, why don't you help me start this other channel? And then, so she got on board right away. She's so creative that she started making all the costumes for Dion's Playtime.
Nice.
You know, so pretty much a lot of Roblox characters and Five Nights at Freddy's
Roblox are
characters and so
huge.
on. So
Yes, that's right.
yeah, she went all out with that channel. So she took that over, and
So she managed that channel still to this day?
to this day, she's been able to help us. Like she comes up with the concept of what she wants to do, and then I film and edit it.
Okay, so how does that work, coming up with a concept and then creating a video? So from concept to video to editing, how does that work?
So she does her homework on YouTube. She goes on there to see what's trending.
She's the researcher.
So you want to know what's trending at the time, because you don't want to just throw stuff out there that is probably not going to be beneficial or not help or not make any views. So she gets on there and see what's trending, and then so do I as well. We go on there and look, and then she comes up with her own story or her own version of it, and then creates a costume or whatever needs to be done. And then we tell the kids what we're going to do, and then we film it, I edit it, and then
Is it
upload
like
to
an
YouTube.
all-day thing, or are you guys such pros now? It's like an hour and we're done of shooting.
Of filming,
Yeah.
if we do some of our short films, it could take about 3-4 hours to film, and then it could take me about 8 to 16 hours to edit,
to make it
depending,
perfect, yeah.
because of all the music, finding the music, the effects. If I need to do any effects or anything like that to it,
Yeah.
then it takes some time.
So is this hard, or is this something you love doing?
No, it's something that I've always loved
just
doing.
fun
Like I
times.
said, as a kid, I've always
Yeah.
been
I was gonna ask you,
thinking
like, was
with
film your
cameras and
passion?
everything.
Yeah.
I used to hide the camera throughout my house. Remember those big VHS cameras?
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah, no, I
How
know
do you
those.
It was
hide-
so hard to
how
hide.
do you hide
Exactly. How do you hide that? Yeah. You throw a blanket over it, you know. But I would hide that, and I would prank my brothers and sisters.
Oh my gosh,
And I
I
would
love
do little
it.
videos like that.
I love scaring
So,
my husband,
yeah.
and he hates it. But I told him I'm gonna start filming this and making a compilation,
Right.
and he's like, "You don't have my permission."
Now
Oh
you
no,
gotta-
I can't even walk into a room with my wife because she jump scares every time.
She thinks something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
She knows. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question, like, what's the moment you realized you were popular?
I think once we started getting recognized.
Nice. Oh, cool.
We went on a trip up to California. We went to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and several kids, they're like, hey, you guys Damon and Dion? Like, they started
my
recognizing. I was like, oh snap, this is
Wow.
crazy.
We are known.
Yeah. So
cool.
that was actually pretty cool. And then we would go to events, even here around town. Kids were recognizing them, and then at school, you know,
Yes.
my kids, their friends started realizing, oh, you guys are YouTubers, you know,
Oh.
and all this other stuff. So that was pretty cool.
So how does that work? How does a YouTube channel become popular? Like, what's the secret sauce? I don't.
Yes,
Give
give us
me
the-
a
give
little
us the
bit.
secret.
I would like to make money off of this.
Me
so
and
tell
Johnny
me,
are
Eli.
dying to
Yeah.
be content creators. Okay, we don't say YouTubers. We learned that.
Yeah,
we say
content
content
creators.
Content
creators.
creators.
We're
Yeah.
dying. What's the secret?
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. How did it become popular?
I think at the time what made the channel popular was the kids. Well, once I started making short films, short movies, I started adding like Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy and
Okay.
all those characters to the videos, and it was my kids shooting them up with Nerf guns, and I think that attracted other little kid viewers. Are like, oh, this is so cool, and I think that's what made them popular at the time, was just little kids being kids and playing with Nerf guns
Yes.
and shooting bad guys.
Everyone loves Nerf.
And then, but I think what helped me as well is just being consistent. I tell people, because like, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I, grow or whatever? I think it's consistency, being able to upload videos at least once a week, I would say. If
Okay.
you can do 2 videos a week, then that's great. But it's the consistency, building your library, because if somebody comes to watch your video, they want to see what other stuff you have.
Yes.
So if you just have one video and your last video was like 6 months ago, then it's like, oh, this guy doesn't
I
do
love that
as
advice.
much on there.
I
so.
love that, because I was doing like a weekly Ronnie's Remedy video where I
Yeah.
answer a advice column question, and I just like fell off.
Yeah.
And that's why, it's because I didn't have the consistency. So I needed to hear that. Thank you.
And I think it could get discouraging because you're not getting the views that you want to get.
Right.
But I think if you just keep pushing yourself and
Yep.
motivating yourself to do it, YouTube now has a feature that you can promote your videos. So you can either go on there to try to get more subscribers or to try to get more views on that specific video. So you can promote your stuff. I mean, yeah, you're investing on it, but
Yes,
if you believe
but
on
it's worth it.
if you believe on it,
That's right.
then you want to be able to invest and
Nice.
grow your channel and
Yep.
whatnot.
Cool.
So, and one of the things, or one of the elements of the channels, you were talking about getting some toys. People will give you toys either
Right.
for unboxing or maybe some endorsements, stuff like that. And you did something really cool with those toys. We're going to get to that after this segment. So I'm just teasing that one right now. But what is an unboxing video like?
An unboxing video is just we were getting contacted by a bunch of toy companies, and they were just sending you mailers. So let's say there's a Marvel movie coming out, and they have all these action figures that are going to come out for that specific movie. Then they would send you a box of different action figures for that specific movie. So they would send it to you, and they want you to kind of open it and showcase it in your videos. So, but sometimes they would send us 3 things of the same thing. So we were just overloaded.
You
with
got a lot of toys.
Yeah,
a lot of toys were starting.
And my kids don't want them, so.
Yeah.
Kids they
Well,
play
no,
with a toy for a little
At
bit.
first,
Exactly.
At first, it was just like, oh, we got this, oh, we got
Yeah.
that. But then we started getting ride-on vehicles, like big
Oh my
cars
gosh.
and all this
Wow.
packages and everything, and so that became pretty cool as well. And we started using a lot of this stuff in our videos as well.
Wow.
So, so yeah, that was a big part. And then we started doing sponsored videos as well with a lot of these toy companies as well.
So more and more toys are coming in, and we got to figure out what we're going to do with them. And we're going to find out after the break what Eli and his family did with those toys. That's coming up after a short break right here on What's Up Yuma Radio on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Hear the rhythm. Feel the beat. Let your curiosity run away on the Latin Alternative. Hi, I'm Josh Norick. Every episode of the Latin Alternative takes you on a thrilling rendezvous of sonic and exotic landscapes in Latin rock, funk, hip-hop, electronic, and tropical music. Join me and my co-host Ernesto Lechner on the Latin Alternative.
Monday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
You probably subscribe to many things today, so why not subscribe to Border Radio? Unlike other services, we don't tell you how much to pay. You get to choose the amount that helps make the soundtrack of your day possible. Consider becoming a sustaining member with a donation of $10 or more per month. Visit borderradioaz.org to start your monthly donation right now.
Good morning. I'm Cecilia Holland Braithwaite from the KAWC Newsroom, celebrating because the Public Media Journalists Association recognized reporting by our news director, Lou Gum, reporter Victor Calderon, and the KAWC News team for Arizona Edition. You can listen to the Arizona Edition podcast online at KAWC.org and through the updated KAWC KOFA app. Another hot day in Yuma today, going up to 116 degrees with light winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, cleared tonight with a low of 87.
AWC's Small Business Development Center will host a youth entrepreneurial skills workshop at 3:45 on August 18th. Taking place at the Development Center on Redondo Center Drive, the workshop will offer training in utilizing resources, finding business opportunities, and communicating effectively. More by searching small business at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to the What's Up Yuma radio show. We are here with Eli Camarillo. Did I say it right?
You said it right.
I did it
He's
right.
like,
That's
good enough.
Yeah, good.
Close enough.
Before we went on break, we teased a little bit about, because unboxing videos are popular on
Yes.
YouTube. The kids love them. I don't understand them, but the kids love them.
Right.
And obviously the companies that give the toys away love them because they're giving you a bunch of toys, right? And so you got a garage full of toys and you're wondering what to do with them. You were talking off air. Let everybody know, what'd you do with those toys?
So a lot of the toys that we got, we started. There was an event. They would have events in San Luis, Arizona, for like 4th of July or Halloween or anything like that. So we would talk to the Parks and Rec from over there, say we would like to have a booth so we can just give away all these toys that we had.
And these are good quality toys,
Yeah,
right?
these are. We're talking about Mattel, Hasbro, all these big name toy companies that they would send us, Nerf and all this other stuff. So we'd set up a booth and then we would have the kids come by. They would play little games and then we would just give them out.
Cool.
And then
So kids come by and they get free toys.
free toys. But you know what's funny is that one of the first kids that came by, they're like, "Hey, you want a toy?" And I think they got scared because they thought we were trying to sell it to them. So they would leave, and then they
Well,
brought
because
back the
they're
parents.
used to their mom
They're used to
yelling at them,
everything.
"Mijo, put that back."
Yeah.
You
Don't
can't,
take that.
we can't afford that.
Right.
Leave it over there. That's
Did
what I
you
tell
steal
my
that?
kids.
Yeah. You stole that.
Yeah. So as soon as that first kid found out that they were free toys, then it just spread like wildfire.
Yeah,
We
they're
had all
all
these
at-
kids,
all
all
at
these
your
families
booth.
out here. And then, but yeah, we would give away these toys, and then we would try to find how to give away the toys. And then I think a couple years ago, when Kelvin Gastelum, local UFC fighter, he started having a toy drive, so we started donating a lot of toys to him as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and that
um,
was pretty cool. You mentioned that off air, and Kelvin and I started that together, and you didn't even know that.
Nah, just
Till today.
Yeah, till today. Yeah, he called me and then said, "Hey, I want to give back to the community. I'm thinking about doing a toy drive." He knows that I'm a graphic designer. He's like, "Can you design me a flyer and help me get the word out?" I had him on my previous radio show, and but it was like last minute. Kelvin is the king of last minute everything, and I'm like, "Kelvin, it's a week away. Like,
Right.
how are we going to do this? It's a week away." And I didn't make it, but I saw the pictures. People were just dumping stuff
Yeah.
at this toy drive, and you're one of them.
Right. Yeah, we showed up. I brought a buddy of mine, Daniel, to help me take some of this stuff so we can kind of film a little bit as well. And yeah, we donated a bunch of stuff that we had in the garage, and it's good toys, good quality
And like
toys as
probably
well.
unopened.
Yeah, they
you
were
know,
all-
like you
all
how
of
you gonna
this
play
stuff
with
were
50 of the same
unopened.
thing. Yeah.
And then we would have people come over, like if they had to do some work at our house, and we'd ask them, "Hey, do you have any kids?" "Yep, hey, here you go, take some
Cool.
toys or whatever." And
Yeah, too
Very
much toys.
nice.
A good problem to have, and then
Yes.
you get to bless our community with
That's
them.
right.
You know,
Right.
so tell us real quick, like, what does the creative process look like from idea to the finish? Like, do you come with ideas? Do your kids tell you, like, "Hey, this will be a good idea," or how does that
So
work?
yeah, is it like a family unit thing?
well, nowadays is ChatGPT. You know, nah, just kidding.
We were just talking about that, Johnny.
Well, that is
He's
the
always
thing,
like,
but-
"I'll ask ChatGPT later," and I'm like, "Okay."
No, but me and my wife will get together, and it's mainly me and her, or I'll come up with the story. I have a closet that is just filled with different masks. We're talking about from funny to scary to any type of different mask. So I'll go in there sometimes to kind of motivate myself to see what kind of movie or video I want to make. Once I come up with something, then I start thinking about it, how I want to film it, what I want to do, how I'm going to use Damon and Dion in these videos. I'll share it with my wife sometimes, and she'll let me know. She'll give me her feedback, or she'll come up with some ideas.
Yeah.
Once we have it down, then I'll tell the boys, "Hey, we're going to film this day." I'll tell them what it's about, and then they're like, "All right, just let us know
let's
when we
do
need to
it."
get ready."
Yeah.
And so we get together, we film. It takes about 3-4 hours to film probably like a 10-minute video. So
that long for 10
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah, but you got to do it now. You mentioned the kids. Is there days where they feel like
They
don't want to be in the video, and it's like
They're like, "We don't want to work today, Dad."
Yeah, but you're the boss and you're the dad, and you're like, "Well, this is how we make money.
how we
This
live,
is how
kids."
yeah,
Yeah.
this is how
Well,
we
no,
put food on the plate, right?"
I try not to push them. I'll tell them like when the day comes that you guys get tired of this, let me know, and I'll do something else. You know,
how sweet.
I'll find something else to do. But my kids are active. They do
Yeah.
sports. They go to school. They're very active. With whatever they do, and so I take that into consideration. It's like, okay, they're going to be doing this. When can we do that? So I'll get their feedback on a lot of stuff, and of course they get paid for the videos as well.
So
So they
when
make
you-
money.
Oh
on that
yeah,
as well.
so yeah,
When
they're
you
they're
make
getting a check.
When you make a video and post it on YouTube, how long of a stretch until you actually get paid for that?
It could take. Well, YouTube refreshes every month.
Okay.
and it tells you how much you're going to make for that month. So, but in the process, it refreshes also every 48 hours. So you can see your analytics to see how much that video is progressing, how it's doing, how much it's making, how many people are watching it.
There's a lot of data for you to like, learn.
So if you really want to get into anything YouTube or anything content creation, you got to be aware of your analytics and know how the algorithm works. Like you said.
Yeah. And then, how do you get paid? Is it, you were mentioning it's changed a little bit. So it's how many ads that you have in your video or how many views? How do somebody get paid and YouTube find that value in your content?
Right. So YouTube pays you by the ads that they show on your videos. So if you guys watch any of my videos, please don't skip the ads. Let them play.
Okay, let the ads play. Okay, yeah.
Does that matter if we skip?
Yeah.
It
definitely
does
Does it
because
really?
then you shorten out what you make off that
Oh my gosh,
ad.
I had no clue.
So that's
Sorry
why
to everybody who I skipped.
that's why you got that skip option. But
So that's how you do it.
keep playing.
The ads, and we got about a minute left. So so you do it by ads, and you do it by you also get some sponsorships, correct?
Right. So we work with sponsorships. We work right. So the video, if it's 8 minutes long, 8 minutes or longer, you have the option to put any ads in that video wherever you want them at. So the more ads you get from that video, the more revenue you can make from that video as well.
So interesting.
So you want to have the ads in there
because everyone thinks it's
I'm-
views and subscribers.
I'm skipping the ads, so I'm sorry. I can't. I can't.
Hey, you're being honest, Johnny. It's okay.
But even through YouTube Premium, you make money off that. People that have YouTube Premium,
Yeah.
that
You still
don't-
do? Oh,
you
okay.
You get a cut
Yeah.
of that as well.
cool.
So any advice for somebody out there in Yuma that wants to become a YouTuber or a content creator? Give us advice. You got 30 seconds.
If you have something you're passionate about and you want to make videos that you think it's going to do well, be consistent with your work, film it, be passionate about it, and make yourself a library on YouTube. Once you meet the criteria to become a partner, then all that hard work will pay off.
Yeah, I
Sweet.
love it. I love it. That's
Great
great.
advice.
And I wanted to highlight you in your story because people think like, oh, I need a big studio.
Yeah.
I need this. I need to go to LA to go do it. I need to go
Right
to
here.
New York.
All you need is a
He's
phone.
This is all
showing
you
his
need.
phone, so I'm going to show it on camera.
This is all
He's
you
showing
need.
his phone right now. That's all you need. Right here in Yuma, you made it happen. Full-time on YouTube. Thank you
Very
so much,
cool.
Eli, for coming out. Check out his channels if you get a chance. We appreciate you. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River and Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, Anthony Arnalis, Juan Garcia, and Dave Reek.
And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's show, we're going to have the director of the Children's Museum. She's going to be on, Sabra Lemon. She's going to come on talk about the Children's Museum and everything they offer there. It's not a typical museum, as you know, right?
No, it's not boring. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun for the kids. My son, every day, seriously. And if we drive by it, he's like, Dad, they're open. It's like, no, they're not, son. It's Sunday. They're
It's
closed.
nighttime. Okay, all right. And you can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/what'supyuma radio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@kawc.org.
Awesome. I think we did it.
We're getting better.
Yeah, we are. Every day. Every day.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.